All right, it is Thursday today. I'll put the date in the description because I can't remember offhand, but it's in March. It was about a week or two ago that I looked in the week hive and found a little patch of brood, a little patch of day or 2 day old eggs, and I want to see where we stand now. And also want to put a Swiffer pad in both of the hives. And then maybe over the weekend, I'm going to inspect the busy hive, the strong hive. But for now, I'm going to have to pull a few frames. It's 12 degrees outside. There's a few bees at the front entrance, but not many because this is a weak hive. And then we still have our insulation on the top. Yeah, insulation which had a candy board, which they didn't really seem to go for. And then underneath here is a small cluster over here, and I've got a Hive Alive feed on top of them. Just going to blast a little bit of smoke in there. Now I'm assuming that a lot of the bees that were in there may have since hatched out, which would be great. I've got a little bit of mold in here on this, but it's dry. So what I want to do is I'm going to have a look in here. I see a couple of dead bees here. We've had some cold nights, so I want to make sure, see if I can find a queen in here. That's my main objective right now, and put a Swiffer pad at the top. So we're going to move the Hive Alive. Now, right off the get-go, they're not, I wouldn't say they're aggressive. If they were queenless, oh, there's some beetles in there. So that's a good point. It's a good reason to have the Swiffer pads to get rid of those beetles, because they can be a real problem. Yeah, beetles, small hive beetles are a real problem. So that's why I'm here. The cluster does appear to be bigger than it was. We're in here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames of bees. This was a food frame that I gave them, I think, the other week. So this isn't a reflection of this hive. It's one from another hive. It looks like there's some honey that's leaked. Oh, a little bit of fighting going on here. Don't want Robin to start. So this frame, right off the get-go, we got some dead bees on the frames that weren't there before. It's interesting. So yeah, it looks like we've had some die-off from bees that didn't join the cluster. All over here, see this? All these dead bees that didn't join the cluster. That's interesting. It kind of does concern me. But Monday, Tuesday of this week, Wednesday, we were into the really cold temperatures. Yeah, we had some really cold temperatures. So yeah, if they didn't join the cluster, then they would have had trouble surviving. So Yeah, this is not a robin situation like I said last week. Although we do have quite a few dead bees. Couple with their bums sticking out of cells, so those ones look like they maybe did starve. Still lots of honey. What I should have done perhaps is reduce this to a nuke. I could still potentially do that. And if I can find evidence of a queen, that might be a good idea to do that. Give them less space to have to fight and protect. So it looks like a little patch of brood here. I'm just looking to see if I can find eggs. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time to see if I can find a queen. Because I should see her if she was here. She would be moving around. Yeah, I'm not seeing her here. Little patch of brood on this side. Not really seeing any new eggs. A little bit of larvae and some brood. So they've got some new bees on their way. Come on, where's the queen? Do we still have a queen in this hive? It's killing me to know whether this hive is doomed or not, because they're so small. But it's spring tomorrow, and with spring comes warmer weather. And there is a patch of brood here. Do I see eggs? Terrible sunlight. I don't have very good lighting conditions, but I think I see eggs. It's just a bad lighting situation. Come on, Queenie, where are you? Or did you die out? There's a good chance that she did die. If you remember the amount of dead brood or dead bees that were in this hive. Oh. I do have a bad feeling that we've lost our queen. Because I'm not seeing her anywhere. And I would have thought I would have seen her on this one of these last two frames. And my queens don't have dots on them, so it's not like she's going to stand out. Yeah, I'm not seeing a queen on this frame. That's a shame. So this likely is going to be a dying colony if they don't have a queen. That's kind of what I'm thinking right now, is this colony is just going to slowly die off. See, they're on me a little bit now. Let's give you a little bit of smoke, shall we? A little bit of smoke. Let's pull this plastic frame. I know that I found queens on plastic frames before. They seem to like them, but I'm not so sure. Yeah, there's a few more bees on me now. I've just found the queen. Guys, we have a queen. This is great news. Where is she? I just saw her. There she is. Right here. So as long as she's laying, we should be good. But there's our queen. That's all I need to know. So I'm going to close them up. That makes me so happy. You have no idea, because you saw how many dead bees there were in this colony. There were so many dead bees on the bottom board. So I'm not even going to open up anymore. I'm going to close it now. And where's that other frame? Right here. Frame of honey on the outside for them. That's awesome. That makes me really happy. So I'm gonna just smoke them down a bit. Then I can put the Hive Alive on top. And a Swiffer pad, a couple of Swiffer pads, because those beetles, I found Swiffer pad to be the most effective. If I can get it off my hand, off my glove. I'm going to put one there. I'm going to put one there. And then we're going to close her up. Okay, so this is the stronger hive. Again, I'm going to put a Swiffer pad at the top. See if they need some more Hive Alive. I don't think they really need it. They seem to be bringing food in, or at least they've got a lot of pollen coming in. And they got a pretty strong population. But if they're going to take it, then I'm going to give it to them. Plants are starting to come up, so I don't know when the nectar flow is coming in. The pussy willow is the first thing in the front of the property to come in, and then the dandelions. Haven't seen either yet. Pussy willow does have buds on it though, so it shouldn't be too long before the pussy willow comes in. That's always the very first thing in my yard to come up with anything. Okay, let's open these girls up. One beetle on the cover. This is the insulated cover again. There's another beetle on the cover right here. So there's a good reason there to put those Swiffer pads in. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove the sugar. Doesn't actually look like they've been utilizing the pollen sub, which I thought they would. But I think the sugar can go. You know what, maybe I'll leave it. They seem to be eating it. No harm in that, really. This one is... There's a bunch of beetles on this. Let's see if I can get them. This is a Swiffer pad here. And there's a bunch of beetles on it already. Damn beetles, okay. All right, let's get this Swiffer up. This looks like it's been here all year. Yeah, it's been here a long time. And we'll give them a fresh one. That'll give them a new surface to grab their legs, the beetles, so they'll get stuck in there. Just so you know, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 frames of bees. There's bees on the outside of this frame too. We've got really good coverage at the top here. So I'll bring you in for a better look. So you can see in there, there's a lot of bees. I don't think they're going to have too much problem dealing with any beetles or wax moth that they have. They're very, very calm so far. So that's good. They've already attached wax to the hive alive, which I've got at the top here. They are in it. They are taking it, as you can see. So these girls are doing all right. That's another Swiffer pad there. I'm going to take that out. Yeah, this weekend I'm going to do a proper inspection of this hive. Okay. Oh, there's some beetles. Yeah, I just saw some beetles running for their lives. Now hopefully with a fresh Swiffer pad, the bees will bring them up to the top and they'll get stuck in the new Swiffer pads. So there's out with the old and in with the new. You know what, I am going to get rid of that sugar. So I'm going to put a Swiffer pad there and a Swiffer pad over here, because those beetles, they do get stuck in those Swiffer pads. It's interesting. I don't know if I should take this out or not. Probably. They don't seem to be taking it, the pollen sub, from inside the hive, which I thought would make life so much easier for them. But they don't seem to be taking it. I'm not sure if they've been taking it from outside either. I've got a pile of it outside on on a feeding station that I have. So anyways, not going to get into them too much. Maybe we'll just lift this up. I can see all the bees under there. I'm okay with these girls. They're doing fine. Probably this weekend I'll take the winter wrap off and give them a good inspection, and I'll get the beetle sucker and get out as many beetles as I can find that are in here. There are obviously some in here, but I think the bees have got them under control. At least I hope they have. We'll put the lid on. Little insulated lid. And then the top board. I'm going to take this box off the bottom. Okay. And seal the dead bees at the base. Yeah. Ah, shit. That's kind of indication of a dead out right there. Do I see the queen? I'm not seeing a queen. Okay, hang on, let's get rid of these. So that's pretty exciting news that I actually do have a queen still in here. I thought for sure that she'd be dead because, like I said, there was a whole whack of dead bees on the bottom board. So the fact that there is a queen in there is fantastic news. As far as why isn't she laying a whole lot, she could be just slow. She could be starting to fail because I think she's an older queen, maybe 2 years old. She could be starting to fail, but as long as she can get us into the spring, I can add some more brood. But they don't have a huge population, so I'm not going to give them too much brood until they got more population. So we're just going to keep an eye on them and see how she's doing. But for the meantime, it was great just to see that they do have a queen. And these guys, we're going to give them a full inspection this weekend. Maybe get the winter cover off because we're into spring tomorrow. The girls are bringing pollen in like crazy. Probably the maple trees, I'm guessing. But yeah, they're busy. I'm happy. If I can keep 2 hives alive until spring kind of kicks off, maybe I can grow again like I did last year. From last year, I grew from 7 hives up to 8 hives. I had to give a couple away, a couple of hives had to go away because I really only want 6 hives in my apiary. Any more than that and my wife will kill me. So that's not worth the risk. So anyway, thanks for watching. Take care, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and make some comments because I love to interact with you guys. It's a great community, the beekeepers. Take care now. Bye.